My arms trembled as I held the staff between us. It buzzed with violent hum, crackling with blue light. Not just tech. It was older, something half lost and half feared. The kind of weapon you inherit, not build. Across from me, she stood like the judgment of an alien god. Green-skinned, slender, angular, deadly. Her bodysuit was streaked in dark orange and green, like the jungle had come alive and learned how to kill. Her long hair was tied in a high, perfect tail, not a strand out of place. But was her eyes, ancient, glowing softly under the cold lights, that held me still. And the severed head she carried, it dripped, a grotesque thing. All mandibles and scale, something that should have died millions of years ago. But she held it like a trophy, or a message. I did this, she said, her voice even. For you? I didn't lower the staff, because I didn't know what this was anymore. 3 hours earlier, I was just a systems tech sent to repair an oxygen cycling unit on Deck 6. Nothing heroic, nothing special. I wore a plain shirt, my name stitched crookedly into the corner. No weapon, no armor, just a toolkit and a lousy hangover. The emergency lights flickered the moment I stepped into the corridor. Then came the scream, and then the silence. I followed it because I'm not a coward. Or maybe I am and just didn't want to be alone. That's when I found her, kneeling over the creature's body, green fingers slicked with its black-red blood. It wasn't dead yet. Its legs twitched, half blown apart by something hot and ancient. She didn't turn when I arrived, just whispered something in her own language and drove her blade through its skull with perfect precision. A sound like bone snapping underwater. That's when I ran. Not far. I'm not that lucky. Now I stand here, inside what used to be a command bay. Blue lights pulse in the ceiling in slow, anxious waves. She's between me and the only way out, and the head swings gently in her hand. You know what this is? She says. I know what was. I answer. That thing hunted colonists like toys. It's not the only one, she replies, but it was the first that followed you. She tosses the head at my feet. I flinch. It lands with a wet thud, mandibles frozen mid-scream. You were marked, she says. It chose you. My voice cracks. Why? She tilts her head. Because of what you carry. Her eyes soften, just barely. It's a key to something older than your wars, older than mine. Then she steps forward. I raise the staff again, energy crackling between us. I expect her to flinch. She doesn't. Instead, she reaches out and touches a glowing tip with 2 fingers. The weapon goes quiet, deafeningly quiet. How? Because I helped build it, she whispers. Before I turned against the ones who forged it. I don't remember sitting down, but now I'm on the floor, back against a cold steel wall, staring up at her like a priest before an angry god. I don't understand. I murmur. She kneels beside me, placing the staff across both our laps like an offering. You are not a warrior, she says. Thanks. But you're something more dangerous. You're a human. I snort. You say it like a curse. No, her gaze doesn't leave mine. Like a prophecy. Her name is Vesari. Vesari, former hand of the Varnine matriarchy. A rebel, a war criminal, depending on who writes the record. Her people believe she died centuries ago, burned in a holy purge. Instead, she's here, alive, watching me like I might explode into something divine or disastrous. You were never supposed to survive that raid, she says softly. My throat tightens. I know. I saved you. That part one didn't know. The thing about being human, you get good at pretending you're not afraid. You said this is a key. I whisper, yes. To what? Her eyes flick to the wall. The runes glow now, faint and red. To the vault, she says. And the last weapon of the first war. We descend together. The hallways grow darker, more carved than built, like the ship itself was once something else, something living. And technology came later like a parasite. She touches the walls like they remember her. At the final chamber, the staff pulses. The vault door splits open with a hiss like breath held too long. Inside is light, and in the center of that light, floating, suspended, a second staff, older, blackened, cracked with lightning veins. It hums at my approach. Vesari watches me with something between fear and hope. You awaken it, she says, or it awakens you. I reach out. I remember fire. Not just heat, but memory. Screams and languages I never learned. Planets cracking like eggshells. A god laughing. A woman kneeling. A child burning. I see her, Vesari, kneeling, sobbing, alone. And then silence. When I wake, I'm on the floor. The staff is fused in my arm. Its light buried under my skin like veins made of stars. She touches my face. Her expression has changed. She's not afraid of me. She's afraid for me. We have to go, she says. The others, they'll come for you now. I look at her. You said this thing was dangerous. It is, and you brought me to it anyway? Her voice shakes. Because I couldn't let it fall into their hands. Because you're the only one it chose. I laugh, bitter. I fix air filters. She leans close. Her lips brush my ear. You fix worlds. We run. The ship begins to shift behind us. Doors sealing, walls folding like paper. By the time we reach the escape pod, everything is falling apart. She slams the door shut behind us. Coordinates, she asks. I stare at her. You're coming with me? She nods once. I've followed too many monsters. I want to follow a man. The pod launches. The stars tilt. And for the first time in my life, I don't feel small out here. She watches me sleep now. Says I talk in languages I shouldn't know. Names of gods. Coordinates of forgotten moons. And in her arms, I don't feel like a mistake. I feel like prophecy.